I'm Jonny Sonic. This is Drinks and Beats, where some of Australia's best known electronic artists and rising stars make drinks for you to enjoy, while we get a taste of the best of their beats and whatever I feel like talking about.
This is Drinks and Beats.
All right, we're back. It's Jonny Sonic here with Mark James. Now, just to tell you who he is, if you don't know already, you really got to know. He's behind the Australian music scene for at least the last 25 years. I'm not talking about your age.
Oh, thanks.
Right? And he's the boss of Future Entertainment, former, and tons of festivals and nightclubs and gigs all around the country and the world. A very renowned producer, extremely huge promoter, and a great man, Mark James.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, here at Drinks and Beats, we like the artists and the bosses to make their own cocktail and tell a little bit of a story of why it's their favourite. So what have you got, Mark?
I've got a...
What are you making?
What have I got? Sorry.
Coconut?
What have I got? Coconut tequila. I'm just going to make a bull story here.
Yeah, fine, I'll keep rolling.
Coconut Margarita, let's go. My cocktail today is a Coconut Margarita. I first started drinking them in Ibiza about 10 years ago, and 10 years after that still drinking them. So it's a favourite by the pool cocktail, on the beach cocktail, in the club cocktail, and just getting pissed cocktail.
And who'd you get that with?
Oh, Sven Vath, John Digweed, Roger Sanchez was a good one on the margaritas.
He does.
And every other DJ in the world probably drinks them around the pool in Ibiza.
All right, let's make it. Or you're going to make it.
Okay, let's make it. Here we go. Right. 30 mils of 1-800 tequila.
I love doing that as a shot.
Yeah. There you go. I love drinking it as a shot.
Short pours here in Gold Coast.
They are short pourers. 30 mils of lime juice.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many of these do you reckon you've had?
Oh, 7,000.
That's not much.
And 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. 30 mils of, what is it?
Triple sec.
Triple sec,
Yeah, it's orange flavour.
It's orange. Oh, actually 15 mils of triple sec. Don't go overboard with that.
No, don't do that.
Don't
Too
do that.
sweet then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, too sweet. A shot of this stuff. What is it? A syrup, agave syrup.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like something very posh.
Just look at me, look at that.
Yeah. Where's my
It's
shakers?
agave. So
Yeah,
agave
that's what I said.
is pure tequila.
That's what I said.
So it's pure tequila leaf.
Yeah, exactly.
Molder.
I knew that. Obviously,
I'm here to
ice in the shaker.
Yeah.
This is the tricky part, obviously. Oh,
Get a bit more.
I'm supposed to put the drink in there.
You're
Isn't that
supposed
the way
to
it
put that
works?
in there.
Yeah.
All right, you just do it. It doesn't matter. I was going to say.
It does matter, actually. All right. There we go. Come on,
I hope
let's
you're
do a
going to do
song.
yourself proud. Back it up here.
Oh, what I forgot to do in the first place is lime juice on the edge, and then salt. Right, and then away we go. And it's a little bit short, but that's the way we like it where I come from. And a bit of lime.
Beautiful.
And I think that's nearly it.
Coconut margarita.
Oh, do I have to?
You have to, yeah, it's your bar.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Give us a listen. I'll tell you.
No, it's lovely.
I'll be the judge of that.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good,
it's
isn't
really
it?
good. Yeah.
Huh? Does the job.
See you later.
This is Drinks and Beats.
All right, from our social media, again, we've got a question for you. What are the 3 reasons that you'd own and buy a club rather than put on a festival?
Geez, well, I'd probably do both, so it's a bit of a tricky one, but either or, like you work a whole year in a club and you work a whole year putting a festival together.
Yeah.
It's a 12-month process. I mean, I guess the benefits are running a club than a festival. As festivals, it's so expensive. You know, you can lose your livelihood in one weekend if you're not careful, which has happened many times.
Yeah.
But financial, that's a big thing. And obviously you could stop people at the door at your own club.
I was just going to say you can kick people out.
Yeah, where you can't stop that guy hanging from the truss at a festival. Hey, how did you get in? How did you get in?
I actually remember what he's talking about.
Yeah, and hanging from rafters when the Prodigy's on in Rod Laver Arena.
Let's not go there, let's not go there.
Yeah, so, and you know, and all the injuries and all that sort of stuff. So club, you can maintain it, which is great.
Yeah, and look at the place that you've
Yes,
got.
thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
good.
I'm coming for a whole weekend to play here.
100%.
Back to back the whole weekend.
Oh, 9 hours.
Each day. Kate wants to know what you drink when you're producing music or DJing.
Oh, producing music, lots of coffee and much of it, and occasional Jack Daniels.
Brilliant.
And
Just to round it off at the end of the day.
round it off at the end of the day.
I
And
know it well.
And tell him I want it wall to wall with John Daniels.
Don't you mean Jack Daniels?
He may be Jack to you, son, but when you've known him as long as I have.
while DJing, probably start with a few Coronas and then end up with a Belvedere and ice, or a shot of Belvedere, or
I thought you were going to upgrade to tequila.
and tequila. Exactly. Topped off by a thingo
A
duva.
few coconut margaritas.
A few coconut margaritas, but you know, like, it just depends on your mood. Sometimes you just don't drink, and it depends on the length of your set too. Sometimes you head down and you don't even have a chance. That drink just sits there and gets warm anyway.
What's the longest set you've played?
Oh, in the old days, I used to play all night, start to finish.
9 hours.
9 hours, yeah. And just, you know.
Going back to the old days, man.
Yeah.
All this 30-second mixing. So too ADD for me these days.
Oh, yes, no, exactly. But, you know, I wouldn't do it these days, though.
Nah. Okay, well, what I do is, me and Dave, whenever we're doing the Potbelleez stuff, just DJing, we always have one shot of tequila before we go on.
Oh, yeah, I usually have a shot of, what am I talking about, Fireball these days.
Yeah, there's always one thing that gets you going. It's like, oh,
you've got to loosen up,
Yeah, you got to loosen up.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
We have a tequila and then more tequila.
And then,
And then a bit more tequila.
A bit more. And
do
then,
a bit of mixing, a bit of yays, a bit of...
Yeah, how's it go?
And you know, you get barred from Townsville for it. So that's a true story. So, what's the situation with Arcade? When did you come here? And why?
I moved to I lived in the Gold Coast in the 80s. Used to DJ like at the Penthouse and all the first clubs, and then went back to Melbourne and started Future. Then finished with Future, and long story, but while I'm here, I may as well open a nightclub.
Brilliant.
So I'm back to work.
I did the same in Ireland. I said, "Feck it, I'm going to go to Australia and make some money."
Yeah, exactly. How'd that turn out?
7 platinum records later, I'm very happy.
I got number 1 this week.
Yeah, you actually do, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You do. Tell us about that.
It's just a remix, just another remix I've done for a UK guy. It's called No Fear, so it's number 1 in the techno charts this
Bloody
week.
good, mate.
Bloody good, and my new singles just debuted number 39 on the ARIA club charts this week. So it's been a good week for charting.
What's your process with production when you walk into your studio? What's the first thing you do?
First thing I do, it basically starts with a bass line and beats, I guess. It's where I start.
Yeah.
And then the rest just follows from them, just bits and pieces, you know. It's just whatever comes to mind.
Do you use Splice or anything like that for
No,
any
I don't use
auditioning?
Splice. I'm on Logic, and I just, basically plunge away with Logic. I don't have too much outboard gear like I used to have in the old days. I used to have a big studio with every analog synth, and then it all burnt down one day.
I was the exact same for a while. I was using Cubase from very early days.
And
then I went on to Logic, and then Ableton came out. And it was so performance friendly. That's why I chose
Exactly.
Ableton. But each to their own.
Each to their own. I find Logic is a little bit more producer friendly for some reason.
It is for vocals. Definitely vocals.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot. But each to their own. I mean,
absolutely.
It's dance music. It doesn't have to be clean as polished.
Just like our cocktails.
Just like a cocktail, rough and ready.
This is Drinks and Beats.
So with Mark, we know all about you being the catalyst of the 90s, the acid scene, and bringing techno to Melbourne and to Australia. Tell us about it.
90s, I started DJing early 80s. I'm not that old. I was about 4 when I started DJing, but
me too.
the 90s was the birth of the rave scene. So, that's when I first did the first biology and chemistry parties and all that sort of thing in Melbourne. It was like the first dance party. So my memories was great rave days, I guess, when it was all, everyone was happy, everyone was just there to party, and it was just so underground. It was cool. And the rest is a blur.
Well, you were actually the one of the, if not the catalyst of the transition into putting dance artists into rock venues.
100%, yeah. So that was like first started off in the Palace in Melbourne, and then moved around a lot of rock venues throughout Australia, where I bring out international, you know, like Carl Cox and SASHA in those days, which were like, you know, weren't a household name. It was like £1,500 to bring them out and putting them in these rock venues, and you know, kids were just bang going hard.
That's
so
brilliant.
and eventually after many years I ended up taking over the rock venues. So it was you know, it was a bit of a process.
He owns everything. So Mark, you've got so much going on with your tunes, your club, and your life in general. What is coming next?
Well,
in the new year.
Being the stupid person that I am, I'm getting back into the festival market next year. So it's a bit of a first. We haven't made the announcement yet, but we'll be making the announcement very shortly. Very shortly after 15 tequilas. We're playing Townsville. Yeah, but
Beat me.
no, we're not. But yeah, I'm heading back into the festival market, which is silly me, but you know, it's got to be done.
You really are. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, so you know, the old dog's back in.
Yeah. Brilliant. From the background.
This is Drinks and Beats.
All right, back to business. We've done the cocktails, we've done you and your music and this amazing club. Now the really important stuff starts to happen. You got to try each of these vodkas, and you got to range them from the highest price to the lowest price.
Right.
And it will come up on screen like that.
Yep.
Now, and you have to drink.
Okay. Doesn't matter which one goes first.
Doesn't matter.
Let's go for the middle.
Yeah. You'd be good. There's no sniffing or anything. That's great.
No, vodka doesn't smell.
Smells of potatoes to me.
Diddly-dee, potatoes.
Oh. Let me have a sniff.
What was that like?
Oh, potato chip. You're right.
It's poutine in Ireland.
Whoa.
Yeah. We've had that reaction with that one every single time.
Ah, what one? Oh, I'd say.
What you got?
I'd say that's the most expensive.
Most expensive? Yes or no?
That's the least.
Least.
And that's the second.
Second.
I don't know. I just drink.
All right, thank you so much to Mark James, the main man here, the sponsor of the first series of Drinks and Beats. Yeah. Okay. Huh? All right, thank you to Mark James again for sponsoring the first series and for making us lots of cocktails today. Absolute legend. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Nice one. Yeah.